Shout out Gary V. You know, you don't know who the fuck I am, but I know who the fuck you are. Shout out Gary V.
Stop scrolling, and you watch it, and you continue scrolling.
He's right.
Yeah.
Next.
Yeah. Exactly.
Wait. Like.
Yeah. Save.
Yeah. Forget to send it to myself.
Yeah.
I'll listen to that tomorrow. Never go back to. Hello, my name is Talia. I'm a singer-songwriter, rapper, co-host of a. I fucked it all up now. I'm getting all.
Do it. However many takes you want.
We're gonna get it this time. This is the time we're getting it. Hey, what's up? My name is Talia. I'm a singer, songwriter, rapper, and co-host of the Hustle podcast. And this is LOWKEY MTL.
Prochaine station.
LOWKEY MTL.
So like the guy, it's not that he wasn't a bad dude or anything, but he wasn't like about that life, and he wasn't like, oh, okay, yeah, I make music. He wasn't supportive of it, you know? Mm-hmm. So when we broke up, I was just like, yo, like I'm wasting my time feeling bad about this dude when I could be like putting this into my work, into my music. And then I just started putting myself back out there, rebranded myself, because I used to be known as KTO when I was with the label. And then I rebranded myself to Talia.
What was KTO? What did that sound for?
It was my initials. So my full name is like Karina Talia Olimpo. But I was like, I don't want Karina because people can't say Karina. You know, like they say Karina. And in French it's Karina. And I hate that, right? So I was like, Talia is more simple and easy for people to pronounce and remember.
So the name Talia is not in your name? You just...
Yeah, my full name is Karina Talia. So it's like two first names.
Yeah.
I get to pick and choose, you know? Yeah.
So you went with Talia?
Yeah, I went with Talia.
And how did you, like, when you started making your music videos and stuff, like, when did you decide to, like, go, like, invest in your music and, like, go all in and stuff like
that? I mean, like, right away, like, once we broke up, I just, like, hit up some people I knew that I used to make music with, and I just started putting money into that. I got a free music video done, like, really, really cheap. It was really garbage, and it's still on YouTube, but I keep it on there, not because it's good, but because it reminds me of how much fun I had making that video.
Okay.
And then from there, just networking, meeting people, and one thing led to another. Now I'm just doing it independently, and I'm co-hosting a podcast, and it's a lot of fun, but it is a very expensive passion.
For sure, yeah. Do you work?
Do I work?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I work like full-time hours at a hospital, more than full-time hours. Like this week I work 6 days, next week I work 4. Today's my only day off.
Damn.
And I work from like 3:30 to like 11:30. So it's hard to like find time in between to work on my craft.
Do you find, like, is it still easier to do this since you have like a passion for it? So you find like energy for it?
I mean, like, to me, this is fun, right? So because it's a passion, it doesn't feel like work. It feels like it's me time. It's time for myself to like regroup and like get myself out there. As much as I'm like reaching a certain goal of like trying to be known, it's not the main priority. The main priority is like making myself feel good while doing it, right? So
so you don't really care about the fame aspect of it? It's more just for the art?
Honestly, I'd be super happy if I can like make it big enough to like just go straight for people. So I'm making bank and like living off like my music, but not being in the spotlight. Even though I can do it. I think
Jessie Reyes is like both of it.
Yeah. But she's still in the spotlight, right? So
she is, yeah.
It would be more of a like Sia before she came out with like Titanium and Chandelier, because she was ghostwriting for a lot of people, and then because she was old, labels didn't want her to be like in the front, and that's why she came out with like the bang look, so no one really knew her age. So I wouldn't want to go to that extent. I would just want to go straight and like be behind the scenes and like live off that.
What would be your goal with, would you always stay independent?
I would love to stay independent. I feel like once you're signed with a label, like they could fuck you like left and right? So there's, I don't know if I'm allowed to swear, but like,
you can swear. Okay.
Like I know there's like a lot of label stories, like JoJo, for example. Like I don't know if you know that song, like "Get Out Right Now, It's the End of You and Me."
I think
like
so,
from back in the day, like this girl was young.
Yeah.
She was young and talented, and she got fucked. Like she could have been way more blown up than she is right now, but she got fucked by her label. And only up until last year, she got out of that contract and just recently signed with Scooter Braun. So like for like the last 15 years, she hasn't been doing much because she got screwed over with the label.
Yeah, that sucks. Yeah.
It's a iffy, sensitive subject with labels. I don't know if I'd want to get signed.
But I also feel like that world is changing now. And there's like the whole NFT stuff going on too. I don't know if you know much about that.
I don't know much about NFTs. I know like a lot of my like artist friends are into it, and like I'm not into NFTs, metaverse, none of that stuff. So like, I'm don't even ask me about that.
Metaverse is pretty crazy. I have some friends that are just like not coming out on the weekends now because they have an Oculus, and they're like, "Yo, I like met some people." Like,
oh my god, is that like the VR thing?
Yeah.
Wow.
One of my boys, he was like literally, I think they're airing like a UFC fight in a metaverse theater. She was like sitting down watching it, and he looks to his right, and there's another guy. They both look at each other, and they have like a moment, and then they became friends. They're just talking.
That's so random.
Yeah,
like,
it's so
I don't
weird.
know. Like I feel like that's not tangible. Like you're losing your grip with reality at that point.
Yeah.
You're not even human. I don't
It's
fuck
like
with
such
that.
early stages right now that it just seems creepy, but I feel like it's just gonna be like another internet.
Oh, eventually everyone's just gonna be plugged into a computer. Like it's gonna be like crazy.
Yeah, like imagine people like you'll be walking into a store and some people are just like being afraid of things and you don't see anything, but they just have like a zombie filter on where they just see everybody as zombies.
I'm just like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Why are you tripping out, dog?
But that's
Like,
that's the extent it could go to. Like where there's just like crazy people everywhere.
It doesn't make sense to me. You know what doesn't make sense to me is how people are buying property in the metaverse for like $1 million. It's like,
yeah,
you can't live in it. Like what are you doing?
I mean, like, cause Snoop Dogg did. He has his whole museum there. I think that's the one you're talking about.
Yeah, but Snoop Dogg is Snoop Dogg. He can do what the fuck he wants.
Well, that's why.
Like,
Since he bought property there, all the property around him is worth like a lot of money. It's worth like the price of a real house in like Montreal.
yeah, but it's still like, I don't know.
It's sick because like you could. Well, in the metaverse, you'll basically have like your VR headset on, and you would be able to go see his museum and like see him perform live and shit.
I mean, like you could just buy tickets and see him perform
person,
live.
yeah.
You know, it's just
You could see
worth
him in
way
person.
more than something not tangible. I don't know.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah,
I don't know. It's still early, like I said. It's like early stages. So you're like super like closed off to that whole world.
I'm not closed off to it, but I'm just not a fan of it.
Okay.
So like when people want to talk about it, like I'll hear them out. I'll be like, yeah, that's cool. Like I know my brother tried getting me into NFTs and stuff. He's like, yeah, look up on it. I'm like, I don't care. Like it's not like real.
Yeah.
You know, like I fuck with like real vibes, real connections, real people, and then it's like you get onto like this metaverse and it's like it's avatars. Like it's I know it's a person behind the avatar, but it's still like it's not.
But eventually it will look like almost real.
Ugh. I'm okay. I'll pass.
What else do you do besides music? Because do you have, some artists now, they have like personalities on TikTok and stuff like that. Have you ever thought of any like angles like that?
I mean, like I make TikToks and I try to be funny sometimes. I think I'm pretty funny. I'm growing there. I have more followers on TikTok than I do have on Instagram, but like but what I really do besides the music stuff is like I just get drunk and fucked up with my friends, like straight up. Like,
and then you TikTok like while you're fucked up? Or?
No, like
Okay.
not too long ago, like I was having like a really bad work week.
Yeah.
And I got home like late at night because I finished late at night. And at like 1 a.m, I'm like, fuck it, I'm making a cake. And like I'm telling TikTok like I'm fucking anxious, so I'm making a cake and like started baking a cake at like 1 a.m.
No way.
And like people were so invested in it because it's only 3 minutes long and I couldn't finish till the end.
Oh, I was thinking you were doing it live. Like,
No, not live. But I didn't get to finish the TikTok by showing them how I designed the cake. So people were so invested. They're like, yo, show us part two. Like, I want to see what the cake looks like.
Do you have a part two?
Yeah, I made a part two just to show them how I decorated
The worst
it.
is when you need a part two and the person just never posted part two.
You know what? I'm actually not a fan of part twos. But I'm also not a fan of the people on TikTok that are like, I'm here to end part twos. And then they just explain what happens in the video. And you're like, bro. Like,
I've never seen that before.
No, you've never seen that? No. It'll be like someone, like, for example, my video, right? Like, I started making the cake, and then part two, I showed the cake, right? The guy would be like, I'm here to end part twos. She baked the cake, and then she decorated it in white and blue to match the Hershey's bar logo, just ruins it for everyone.
But is he getting, like, he has followers?
Yeah, he got mad followers.
That's the thing with TikTok. It's like some kind of random niche like that, and it just blows up.
It's the randomest shit that blows up. I had a video of me at work where there was a raccoon in a garbage can, and I knocked on it, and the raccoon comes out of the garbage can, But I'm like, hello, is anyone home? And then it came out. It blew up to like 2.9 million views.
Damn.
And then my music shit can't even get like, the most I got was 34K. Okay. But like, I want that 2.9 views on my music shit, not the raccoon.
Did you try mimicking that kind of video again because it made that much views?
I have a lot of raccoon videos. Yeah. Like from back in the day, but like, I kind of
recycling them?
I was kind of like, you know, like this is not what I'm doing. It's not my niche, right? Like I don't want to oversell on that when like it takes away from what I actually do.
You don't want to be the raccoon lady.
Yeah. I put it in my bio at one point. I don't know if it's still there, but I wrote raccoon mama.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Raccoons are scary though. I don't know.
At my work, they're super nice. Like, you know the raccoons on Mount Royal?
Yeah.
Those are the same raccoons because my work is on the Mount Royal Hill, whatever. Mountain, hill, whatever it is. So those raccoons come to the hospital, and there was one specific raccoon that didn't look like the rest of the raccoons. He had like a lighter gray, but he didn't have like print all over him. I called him Cookie because I would always bring him cookies, and he would come to me. Like I would be like, Cookie, come here, and it would actually come, and I would feed him the cookies. Like I would feed him, and he would just grab it from my hand.
Yeah, they're smart. That's the thing.
Yeah. There's you could tell when they have like rabies or something. Like they'll look like disoriented or like fucked up.
I was saying they're more scary because they're smart. So like, and they have like opposable thumbs.
Yeah.
So like, especially like if my dog is out, for example, like I heard, well, I mean, my dog's a pit bull, so you could probably handle it. But like I've heard stories of like raccoons just ripping like dogs apart.
Yeah, I believe that.
Yeah, because they're in like packs
they're wild,
and shit.
Man. Yeah, they're wild.
What would you do if a raccoon just like scratches your face and like starts fucking with you?
I mean, like
Cookie, no.
Like fuck, okay, chill, Joker. Like, you wanna know how I got these scars? Like, yeah, a raccoon fucking scratched my face. But I think I'd be lucky enough to say that I'm at work, so I would just run into the emergency and they'd be like, you're gonna be okay. Put some saline on it.
Oh yeah, true, because you're working in the hospital. Were you a nurse?
No, so I'm a housekeeper. Okay. Basically, like I disinfect everything.
Was it more after COVID than before COVID or the same shit?
I feel like because of COVID, they would make us extra wash things unnecessarily. So like, let's say like a patient came, they didn't have COVID, they didn't have the flu, they didn't have nothing. I just had to like clean the room, the bed, everything. They would be like, okay, well, clean the walls and clean this and clean that, which those are normal protocols when it's COVID or like something else. But like when it's a regular patient, like you're just making me do more for nothing. And like the hospital, like at the beginning of the pandemic, everyone was so afraid to come to the hospital that like there was like no patients in the hospital.
No patients at all?
Like barely. In like the patients that were already on the floor because they're like sick or whatever. Yeah. But like in the emergency, like people were too afraid to come into the hospital. Yeah, because there's for sure gonna be
COVID there.
And then you would see like in the mainstream media, they're like, oh my God, it's overwhelmed.
There's no space,
You're like, no, it's not. Like you're just talking shit, bro. Like it's really
But I think the reason why they did that is to scare people into coming. Because Canada has their whole free healthcare system. So if everybody goes to the hospital, then they're fucked. Like,
I mean, I think they did that just to like push their narrative, right?
That
like,
too.
Because there was the testing centers and all that. So like, why scare people to come to the hospital? Like,
because it's expensive.
I mean,
like because it's free for us, right? So like it ends up costing for them, so they get fucked. That's why Canada was on super lockdown compared to other countries. Which makes sense, but it's still like stupid though. I hate like they didn't know how to handle the situation for sure.
No, they had no clue. Well, I think they knew exactly what they were doing.
You think? What's your theory? I'm curious.
I think they knew exactly what they were doing. I think originally they wanted to do this pandemic back when H1N1 was the thing.
Yeah, or
but
SARS.
Like, they couldn't get away with it, and then they tried again now with this COVID stuff. And where they fucked up is that like social media is everyone's biggest tool right now.
Yeah.
So it's like
that's your main source of news.
Like they can put their fact checkers and say like, oh, this information's incorrect, but like when we're going to like a source from like the guy who made the fucking Pfizer vaccine or the guy who made the PCR test, and he's saying like, oh, none of this shit is adding up. None of this shit. My test wasn't made to tell you what you got. My test was made to find something and blow it up. And like then you have the media like, oh no, it's not true, blah blah blah. It's like, bro, he's the main source. He's the guy who made it. Like, who am I gonna believe here? Like,
yeah, that was crazy when the guy who made the mRNA technology went on Joe Rogan, and then
he's like talking down.
Apparently, it was
it.
misinformation, but like it couldn't add up. But what doesn't make sense to me is like, how do they think that like they could overpower like the internet. It just doesn't make sense.
Honestly, like I think they're really stupid for trying this during like this era, this day and age. It's
But
the
do you have a
worst time to
theory
do it.
behind it, like why they're doing this globally?
Well, it's definitely for like the New World Order, a one world government, a social credit system, make everyone lower class, middle class, just to become lower class, and then there's the higher and the elites.
Is it because of like countries like China were trying to like compete with them?
I think they wanted everywhere to be like China. I think they wanted, like, there's that group of elite people that they're like running the world right now, and they're like obsessed with power and money, and if they have control of everyone, they have control of money and power, which they already have. They've been having that. They're just delusional. They just want more, you know, greedy. They're greedy people. They're evil people. So I think they just wanted that, man. Like they just wanted to take over. But like,
have you always been into conspiracies and like stuff like that?
Yeah, I was always into conspiracies for sure. Like, you know.
But do you consider them conspiracies, or you're like, this is what's actually happening?
I mean, you know what? For the longest time, I was like, yeah, I'm just a conspiracy theorist. But then when all this started happening, and like right from the beginning of the pandemic, I was speaking out. I was like, yo, this is gonna happen. This is gonna happen. This is gonna happen. People were like, no, you're fucking crazy. That's not gonna happen. Blah blah blah. Then that happened. I was like, okay, so I'm not a conspiracy theorist.
Do you have it saved?
Yeah, I have everything on my stories.
You should make a TikTok.
Yeah,
where you compile all of that.
Like this.
And, like,
I remember
the amount
like
of things I got right.
Yeah, I remember back in March, actually at work, I would say it a lot because my supervisor was like up my ass, like, do you want to get vaccinated? Do you want to get vaccinated? And I was
you work. Did you have to? As a mandatory?
We were about to lose our jobs, like in October, right? So they gave us a month, and they're like, look, by October 15th, if you're not vaccinated, you're out the door, suspended, no pay. And I was like, yo, this is a bluff, bro. Like, Quebec needs their healthcare workers. Like, we're already understaffed. Like, I don't know what you're trying to play here, but like, I ain't buying it. But unfortunately for other people, like, they have mortgages, house payments, like kids, they can't risk losing their jobs. So they took the vaccine. I was like, nah, I ain't taking this shit, bro. Like, I ain't doing that for this job. Like, I don't feel the need to take this. I never got COVID. I feel great, and like, I'm young, I'm healthy. I don't want to take a risk of putting this in me. Not that I'm discrediting the vaccine. The vaccine that you still get COVID and you know, whatever. Anyways, but I was just like, nah, fuck this. And then 2 days prior to the 15th, so on the 13th of October, they announced, oh, never mind, we're not doing it anymore. You guys get to keep your job. Which is stupid because the week prior, I got a letter saying like, oh, as of the 15th,
so were you like really close to getting it?
No.
Okay.
No, from the jump, I said I don't want it.
So you still don't have it?
No.
Okay.
Because I was working in the emergency, so a lot of people try to discredit me because I'm a housekeeper and like I'm not a nurse and I'm not a doctor.
Yeah, but you see what's going on.
But that's my point, right? So like, because I was working in the emergency, like I would see patients come in, like the emergency isn't like a closed off rooms, it's curtains covering each patient. So I hear everything. There's no private conversations going on. Like, you hear everything. And I would hear patients come in like, oh my God, I can't feel my leg anymore ever since I took the shot. I've been so disoriented. I got vertigo. I'm not getting my period anymore. Me, I'm there like, bro, like I'm not doing this. Like, I was gonna wait it out and see. I saw, I'm good. I'm not getting it.
There's another common, like, I think it's called myocarditis.
Yeah, myocarditis.
Is it carditis?
Myocarditis.
Yeah, it's like a common issue now where like everybody feels like heavier.
A lot of people I know at work got that too. I was working in like the ortho department at one point, and the head office secretary, she was like we were talking about like all these like mandates and stuff, and like at one point she's like, oh, I didn't want to take the vaccine, and then I took it, and now I have to go see my cardiologist because my heart has been fucked up. She's like, I have myocarditis. And I'm like, yo, like, this isn't a joke, man. Like, I've been seeing it on the news and stuff, and like hearing people say it, and now like people that I'm talking to are literally telling me like they're having these issues. Like, I don't want this fucking vaccine. Like, why the fuck would I take it? Like, people forget that like vitamin D will boost up your immune system. They forget that vitamin C is good for you too. Vitamin zinc. And I'm not like a herbalist. I'm not someone that's like, oh yeah, vitamin.
Yeah, I feel like that should be common sense by now. Because me too, like as soon as all this shit was going down, I was like, yo, I just went to the store, bought a bunch of vitamins, and I was just taking them every day.
That's it, you know, like working in the hospital, like when they hired me on March 28th, and I started April 1st.
What year?
But 2020. So literally the start of this fucking pandemic. When the girl was interviewing me, she was like, I have one question for you. And I'm like, yeah, what's the question? She's like, are you afraid of COVID? And I was like, well, of course I'm afraid of COVID. I'm sure everyone is.
That was really early stages though, right?
Yeah, like dead smack beginning. Like everything was starting to shut down. And she's like, are you afraid of COVID? And I was like, yeah, I'm afraid. I'm sure everyone is. But like, if it's part of the job, it's part of the job. I'm going to go clean it. So she's like, okay, so you start April 1st. Like, that's what they hired me for. My first day of work, they shoved me into a COVID ward. And I was like, okay, like, I guess I'm gonna die. Like, that's it, fini, you know? Like, I didn't know anything about the virus, and I didn't know anything, like, nothing came out at that point. We were all scared. No one knew what the fuck was going on. Like, they just threw me into the wards, and, like, all I would see is a lot of old people or people that were obese. Like, I've never seen anyone young. I've never seen anyone healthy. Looking, it was always people that, like, looked sick, were sick, or old, and I'm not saying that there wasn't healthy people that got COVID and died, and I'm just saying I didn't see any. And that's probably because there's a lot less of them than there is of the elderly, the obese, and all that.
But that's the other thing. I don't know about Montreal, but my cousin was working for the COVID department in Texas.
Okay.
And apparently there, like, if someone gets into like a car accident, they would just write them off as COVID.
So this has recently came out too, but I already knew about this when I first started working at the hospital. If you die and you test positive for COVID, they will mark it as a COVID death. And the reason why they were doing that was because the hospital was doing like an incentive where if you take in a COVID patient, you get paid like, I'm gonna throw out a number like $5,000. If a patient of COVID dies in your facility, it's 10 grand.
No way.
So because of that, the government like was paying out the hospitals, and the hospitals were just like, all right, well, you got COVID, you died of COVID.
Okay, my guess was like, I was like, maybe it's like easier to do paperwork when it's COVID, so people are just being lazy and like doing that because hospitals are overstaffed.
The incentive, like they got mad money doing that.
Yeah,
that's also why
that's crazy.
It's also why all of us healthcare workers, like we were getting mad bonuses, mad premiums when I first started at that job. Like while everyone was losing their jobs, I felt so bad, but like I was making bank. Like, I was working crazy hours, but I was making bank just off my premiums alone. So then where were they getting these premiums from? Like where were they getting all this extra money from? It's all the patients that were in our facility that had COVID and died of it.
It's also all these like pharmaceutical companies that made a deal.
Yeah, guaranteed.
Yeah, it's definitely because I heard like there's like some media released something from like India, and it was like the guy was talking about. And this is like the Indian media, so it's like not the same as ours, right? And he was talking about how like the pharmaceutical companies made a deal with the government of like most of the countries, saying that like the deal was so like one-sided. It was like all these vaccinations have to be given out, and like no repercussions on us, and like however many doses we want. So they could just keep adding doses. But I don't know if it's real. Like this is what I saw.
I've never heard about that, but I do know like the government's definitely making bank off these vaccines. And if it's not the government directly, it's the politicians. I'm sure they all have like stocks and shares into the vaccine. Like Pfizer, it just came out that they made so much money just in 2021 alone that it like broke their records of all the vaccines they've ever made.
Yeah, because pharmaceutical companies were stagnant for like years because people started learning about health and people started being more healthy and stuff. So like for a while, like all their values, like the value of these companies are so low. Yeah. And as soon as COVID happened, like all these like pharmaceutical related companies went up. Yeah. There's like something to that for sure.
Yeah, guaranteed.
What other conspiracies do you believe in? Do you believe in aliens?
Oh, I definitely believe in aliens. I highly doubt we're the only beings on this planet, and like in the universe, like
and all like, that. Yeah, impossible. On this planet.
Yeah, for sure we have them on this planet. They're definitely here.
Like that we don't see.
We don't see them. Some of them can like shapeshift and like. You ever hear of reptilians
like
and stuff?
Lizard people? Yeah.
I'm not saying I believe in lizard people, but like a lot of these, like some of these politicians look a little sketchy. I'm not gonna lie, like they look a little sketchy. But
the only one I could see is Mark Zuckerberg, just the way he like.
Oh, he's so robotic. I look at him, I'm like, oh, what the fuck, bro? Yeah. Even Biden, bro, he's a bit weird looking.
Biden's just dying, bro. Like he's just like slowly dying. Have you seen those videos of like him just not making sense? Yeah. You just go on and on about like shit that doesn't.
But then they had a problem with Trump, who like actually fixed the economy and like did good for America. But
But you only see that shit after he's gone.
Yeah, people are just quick to look. Like the guy's a fucking idiot for how he speaks. You know, like he's too.
But he's more trustable than the other ones.
Yeah, because he's not government funded. He paid his own fucking way there. Like the guy, he had money and he supported himself from the jump. So like he wasn't being told from anyone what to say. He wasn't paid to say this and he wasn't paid to say that. He paid his own campaign the whole time. So like
he was able to do everything himself and like say whatever he wanted for that reason, you know?
Pretty much.
Which is pretty entertaining too. I feel like more people listened in on what was going on at the time just because they wanted to see what he was going to say.
Yeah, but like I feel like he should have like worked a little on how he said certain things. Because he did come off as like an asshole and like a racist, even though like you could tell he did a lot for certain communities and you could tell like he did a lot for like the country as a whole, but like he would just come off as a fucking dick because of how
because think about it, he's like used to talking to like a bunch of rich people, so all of a sudden he's talking to like the mass public, like he doesn't know how to like gauge that and like filter that, you know.
Honestly, I think the man was so loaded he just didn't give a fuck. Like,
that too, that's what I'm saying.
I don't give a fuck, like I'm your president. Who gives a shit?
Like I'm running
fuck
shit.
it.
I'm just gonna sign this, sign that, you know.
And everyone's like, oh my god, Kanye for president. It's like, no, that's a man that's gonna fuck everything up. Like
with his ADD.
It's not ADD. I think he's bipolar or schizophrenic or something.
Oh, is he schizophrenic? That would be crazy.
I'm not sure which one it is. It's like he has a mental illness.
Yeah,
like,
have you seen him on the Joe Rogan podcast?
No, actually, I haven't.
He was just like the way he was talking was just so crazy. Like
his demeanor.
No, like he was like normal, but like when he starts like talking about things and getting ideas, like his brain just goes like everywhere. Yeah. And he just keeps on going like without stopping.
Or like, did you see the video where he's like, I almost killed my daughter? Like you're like, oh, no, okay, shit, Kanye, like damn, man.
Is he like all serious?
Yeah, he was like crying and stuff. And I'm not sure if Kim was in that video, but like he was just like, I almost killed my daughter, and everyone's just like, okay.
Yeah, I can't tell if he's just like a master like marketing genius or if he's
no, he definitely has some problems. Yeah, because I feel like at first when him and Kim were together, like they were like head over heels madly in love for each other. And Kim is a businesswoman. Like as much as people like try to talk down on this girl, like yo, that
whole family is smart.
Oh, they're fucking geniuses, man. Like they look like a bunch of dumb bitches, but they're not. Like Kim has like she's getting her degree in law. She's been helping criminals get out and stuff. School, like good for her, you know. But like I think at the beginning of the relationship, she couldn't see past whatever issues he had, or maybe it was more tamed. And then towards the end, you could see him going off on his little rants and stuff. So that's where she was like, okay, like
cut it off.
Let's not do this anymore.
I don't really know much about all that, but I've seen like Instagram like highlight stories and stuff.
Yeah, well, I've seen like a lot of videos of like her crying in the car, and he's just like going off and stuff like.
That's kind of funny though.
Yeah.
Like I'm picturing that.
Yeah, now she's with like Pete Davidson.
Oh, no way. Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah. Pete Davidson's for some reason somehow,
you're just like they're all going for like those like funky metalhead looking dudes.
Yeah,
like.
But Pete Davidson has like doesn't he have like a record of all these like it's like
well, he dated Ariana Grande before. I don't know anyone else, but like I like a lot of people like to talk down on Pete Davidson. I think he's kind of cute. He's charming, you know.
He's
like,
funny. Like,
that's what it is, though, right? Like a funny dude is charming. So like, maybe that's what Kim wanted is someone that's funny, and he's not ugly. He's not the best looking dude, but like he's not ugly. Like
No, I knew about him because of the comedy side. Because I'm into like comedy and all that shit, so like I found out about him, but then I didn't realize how like big he was.
Yeah, because he's on SNL.
Yeah, exactly. And then now he's just like huge.
Yeah, he's huge for being like this weed smoking guy who's like dating Kim Kardashian. Like, but even like her sister Courtney, she's dating that other guy, Travis.
Scott.
No, Baker.
Travis Barkley.
I don't fucking know.
Oh, Travis. Yeah, the drummer from.
Yeah. So like she started that trend. She started dating Travis, and then all of a sudden Kim's dating like Pete, who like they have the same look, you know, like that.
Yeah, but Travis was in a plane accident. Like this guy, he was in a music group.
Wasn't he like no? Never mind.
He was in like a really well-known like band. Fuck, I forget what it's called. But anyways, his like all his band members died. He was the only one alive. Like their plane crashed.
That's fucking wild.
And he had to get like skin surgery and all that. That's why he's like fully tatted.
Shit.
Yeah. That's why he's like. I feel like that's why he's like kind of weird too, cause like, but he's also like chill. But like he's just super like he looks like he's seen some shit.
Yo, poor guy, man.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Imagine waking up from that. Like
he was like apparently he was like alive and like he was like he had to like walk out of it and shit. Like, that's just fucked up though. Like imagine just being awake the whole time the plane crashes and shit.
Bro, like you just look to your side, your whole band's dead. The car, like the plane's fucked up.
It's on fire. Like yeah, he was like in fire.
Oh my god, yo, God bless.
It's crazy that he's alive, honestly.
No, for real. Yeah. God bless, man.
Mm-hmm.
Holy shit. Sheesh, that got me rethinking my whole life right there. Like, damn.
Really?
Yeah, I was like, shit, you can't take life for granted. Like this dude, like just fucking cheated death. Like that's crazy.
Yeah, that's crazy. You're pretty empathetic in that sense because you don't really know him. You're just like picturing the situation.
I mean, I consider myself an empath.
Yeah.
I consider myself a lovable asshole.
Okay.
Like a lovable asshole. So like, I'll be like the sarcastic bitch that will call you out, but like, I'll get you a cookie because I feel bad. You know, like I'm a lovable asshole. I'll always, every bad I do, I have like 3 rights to like goods to like make up for it. So.
But you're not like doing bad in like an evil sense. You're saying you're doing
no. I mean, how I see it is I'm just very real and upfront about a lot of things, and like I won't lie to someone's face, and it can come off as really like rude or like blunt, and people don't always like the truth. Yeah. So
you just gotta play it off in like a sarcastic way.
Yeah, but like I don't do that. I'm an asshole. Okay, so like I'll say it how it is, and people like. Some people either really appreciate it or some people are just like they're so fake they can't stand it. But like I always mean well when I do it, you know. Like if you have something in your teeth and I just met you, I'll be like, yo, like.
Okay, but I would appreciate that.
Yeah, but like in other ways, like
if you're like in a room full of people and you're like, yo, there's something in your teeth, that's different than being like, yo, there's something in your teeth.
No, I mean like that was just like a really bad example. But like I'll give you like a better example. Like my girl Aisha, shout out Aisha. She's a very special character, right? So she'll say something and I'll just be like, Aisha, shut the fuck up, and she'll be like, you're right, you know. Like she just understands that like even if I'm saying it in a rude way or a mean way, like I mean well. Like I'm just like that. That was really a bad example too, but like whatever.
No, but that means she's like a chill person. Yeah. If she doesn't have any ego, she's like, oh, okay. Like she's able to look at something in a different perspective.
She knows she's too sensitive sometimes. Yeah. I remember like this one time it was like 10 a.m. We just woke up and she looks at me and she's like, hey, like, do you want to talk about your parents' divorce? And I'm like, bitch, it's 10 a.m. I just woke up. I didn't finish my coffee yet. Shut the fuck up. And she starts laughing because she's like, but you suppress your emotions. I'm like, I don't suppress my emotions.
Was it from like a conversation you guys had the night
like,
before?
Bro, you're gonna ruin my whole fucking day if we start talking about this now, you know? And I was like, I didn't suppress my emotions. I dealt with those emotions back then. I'm good now. Like, what? Like, why are you saying
was it random or was
it was random.
You didn't even have like a conversation?
She was just sitting there like, she was trying to like be like my therapist, you know? She was trying to be like all like good and like she meant well, but I was like, bitch, shut the fuck up. Like it's not the time for this.
It's too
like,
early for this shit. Yeah,
that's like a late night conversation. Like you're all fucked up. You've been drinking, you're smoking, and like you're
opening up a bit.
Yo, man, like my parents divorced, man. Like you know, but like not 10 a.m. Stupid. You're a stupid bitch, Aisha. If you see this, you're a stupid bitch. She'll appreciate that.
Can you leave that in?
Yeah, that's fucking hilarious. I'm like, this fucking bitch, and then she calls me.
Oh, she called you.
She called me. She's like, you won't believe what happened. I'm like, what? She's like, someone ripped my fuck Trudeau sticker off my car. Like, I feel like my life is threatened. Like,
yeah, I don't know what a cop is gonna do.
No, they're not gonna do anything. You see what I mean?
Yeah.
A perfect example of how she is.
That's hilarious.
Like, it's okay. You're gonna be okay. You're not gonna die.
How did you get involved in the Hustle podcast?
So what happened was I was actually interested in starting a podcast and I didn't know where to start, how to do it, what the theme would be. And all of a sudden I see Steve post something on Facebook saying, looking for a female co-host to start in a podcast. And I was like, yo, it's like there is a God because like you knew I was looking for this. And I was like, it's perfect because I don't have to be in charge of setting anything up. I just show up, talk my shit and leave. So I messaged Steve and like I've known Steve for a while now. So like he's like he's the boy, right? So he actually shot one of my music videos.
Oh, sick.
And I hit him up and I'm like, yo, I'm really down. And he's like, oh, perfect. Like you're young, you're an artist, like you're the perfect person to get on the show. So just like that through a Facebook post and through like manifesting it.
So tell me about manifestation.
Manifestation, man. Like whatever.
Do you have a vision board or something? Or
no.
Okay.
I ain't no like yogi god, nothing like that. But like.
So you don't meditate or anything?
No.
Okay.
No. The only exercise I do is like hand and chip bag to melt.
But you're like cross-legged when you do it?
Yeah.
That's pretty zen.
Manifestation, you were saying.
Because you're saying like you feel like you manifested it.
Yeah.
In what sense do you mean that? Do you think like that? Where you're like.
Like I'm a strong believer in like whatever you put out into the world, it'll like come back to you. So like what goes around comes around. So like people that like, you know, they do bad to like, let's say a theft or a stealer or whatever, he'll like steal something and like, yeah, I go out away with it, but you always get caught. Perfect example of the government. Like they did all this shit, all their lies are coming out. What goes around comes around. So whatever you put out will come back to you. So if you're a good person, you're honest, you're hardworking, you're loyal, you're trustworthy, that'll come back to you in different ways. Whether it'll be like you got a good deal on buying a house, or like you got a raise at work, or you know, it's little things that like you sometimes don't see it, but it's happening for you. You're manifesting it without even realizing it.
Okay, I see what you mean.
But I'm not like the type to like, I want to be famous, and then it's like, oh look, I'm famous. Like it's not gonna happen like that. It comes through like hard work and like, you know, being like strong and like strong-willed. That was the.
I think we're good as long as it doesn't unplug. We're good.
I don't think it unplugged.
Here, I'll get it. That PTSD.
Sorry.
It's okay.
Strong-willed, hard worker. All Gucci.
Yeah, just leave it there for now, I guess.
You'll be okay. You'll be okay. Sheesh. These interruptions, man.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, so what were we talking about? Manifestation. Yeah.
Manifestation. So yeah, that was pretty much it. Like what you put out will come back to you. And that's why like you see a lot of these like blown up artists, they say it all the time, keep working, keep doing it, don't stop. Like
it's a consistency stuff.
It's like what you put out will come back. I'm not talking about money because you put out a lot of fucking money. Well, it's almost like that, honestly. It's almost like investing. Yeah. What you invest, there will be gain, you know? Yeah. But manifestation, it's just like, some people just manifest shit and it happens for them. Like, I guess they're more in tune with their chakras and stuff. I don't fucking know.
Yeah, I have like friends on both spectrums. I have friends that are just very like corporate-y, and then friends that are like very spiritual and like...
I mean, like, it's good to have a good balance of both. Okay. So,
are you like a zodiac person?
Cancer gang.
Oh shit!
Cancer gang. I mean, like I don't believe in it to a T. Like I don't check my horoscope every day, but I do believe that like certain cancers are like the June cancers are a certain way, the July cancers are a certain way. Really? You know, like the July Leos are a certain way, the August Leos are a certain way. Like, and I do feel like the descriptions overall per zodiac fits a certain amount of people that I've met. Like I've met
but don't you feel like those descriptions are very like vague and very easy to
like? I feel like they are, but like
I feel like if you were to switch all the names for some of them and then just,
it would still work. Yeah,
people would be like, yeah, it's like
but I feel like from my own personal experience, certain like Capricorns that I met, or all Capricorns that I met, they have like this similarity to them. And Leos, they have a similarity to them. And Geminis, they have a similarity to them. So I believe it on that spectrum. I don't believe that like, oh, all Leos are this and because the horoscope said this. But I feel like, you know, Leos are a bit more full of themselves and like this. I have a Leo brother, so I could say that. Or like,
do you base relationships off of it? Would you be like, oh, I'm not gonna be friends with this person because they're... Or like you start picking up on those vibes, and you're like, yeah,
I mean, like from my dating experience and history, like I won't date a Gemini.
Okay. So it does make like some.
It does make a difference to me because I feel like relationship wise, there's just certain zodiacs that don't work. Like they don't work.
What about like friendship wise?
Friendship wise, yes.
Okay.
But I feel like you could be friends with just about anyone. But
that's
like,
true.
anyone can like hate on you for whatever. It doesn't, I don't know.
Yeah.
Zodiac doesn't have anything to do with friendship, I feel.
Okay.
It's more relationships. I feel like compatibility with relationships and best friend relationships, not friendships, because you could have a lot of friendships.
Right.
But your best friend needs to work out with who you are.
Yeah, someone you spend more time with.
I've always had Virgo female best friends. Okay. Always. It was always a Virgo female best friend.
And is it something you always found their zodiac out afterwards or before?
What do you mean? Sorry?
Like your best friend?
Afterwards.
Okay, it was afterwards. Okay.
So like I've always just bonded with Virgo females.
Mm-hmm.
Like some of them I don't talk to anymore, obviously, because shit happens. But like our friendship, our bond is like...
Similar?
It's not similar, but it's just like meant to be. Like we're meant to be friends, you know?
Mm.
Or like I feel like if I were to date a Taurus, they're a bit too emotionally attached for me.
Okay.
You know? But like friendship, best friend wise, Virgos or Libras. I fuck with them heavy. But I won't meet someone and be like, oh, you're a Virgo, or like, oh, you're a fucking Scorpio. Fuck you. Like
I've had interactions in like bars where like there's like, oh, you're this? Oh, okay, yeah, like no, like
I'll say it just to fuck around. I'll be like, oh, you're a Scorpio? Ugh. And then like I'll be like, I'm just playing with you, man. Like whatever. Like I won't like let an experience I had with one Scorpio like ruin it for the rest, you know? But I just won't date another Scorpio.
Yeah, I just always found it interesting like that. And I also feel like people more and more read these things and they like identify with them. Mm-hmm. But like you said, I guess there are some like similarities, or you can see some of your personality in it. And apparently during COVID, when COVID all happened and the pandemic happened and there's all that uncertainty, a lot of people started going back to zodiacs.
Yeah.
And like so much that like Snapchat invested in like a whole platform, like a zodiac platform add-on thing. So now if you're on Snapchat.
Yo, I feel like everyone, because of the pandemic, they all turn into like tarot card readers.
Yeah.
Every girl.
Fucking tarot cards.
You see, everyone.
But I just bought it because I think somebody gifted it to me, and then I was like, all right, cool. Like I did it like twice, and I'm like, okay, no, this is gonna make me go crazy if I do this every day. I just like put it away.
You don't have time to do that every day.
And
the cards are speaking to you.
Yeah, like I feel
you're just not shuffling correctly.
Yeah, you reshuffle like a million times until you get what you want.
Okay, yeah, now we're satisfied. Like
that's hilarious.
Yeah.
What about music wise? Do you have anything coming out?
Music wise, I have like 11 tracks ready to just drop. Mm-hmm. And I've just been sleeping on myself. I just haven't.
They're like fully mixed and mastered, ready to go.
Like they're not to my liking to a T.
Yeah, I feel like it would never be perfect though.
But that's solely because like the people I was making these songs with, like it was 2 artists and one of them moved to BC and took the laptop with him. Okay. So now the only version I have of the track is like, of the tracks are like mixed, mastered, but like they were never like touched up. We couldn't go back. I couldn't go over certain vocals or certain. So like I have them on me. They're pretty dope and people are like, release it. And I'm kind of thinking like, okay, fuck it. I'll just drop it. Yeah. And like I am working on new music now. Mm-hmm. So the new music I'm keeping now, I'm trying to drop it for the summertime. Okay. And in between from there, like I just need to find a day where I have time to like make my artwork and just start uploading it to distro and like call it a day.
Do you make your own artwork?
I don't. Okay. But I'm gonna learn, and I've taught myself a lot of things, so I'm gonna learn. And if it looks like shit, it looks like shit. But it's trial and error, right? So.
I mean, have you seen some of these NFTs that have been sold for like millions of dollars?
Yeah,
just like a stick figure. So
I don't look at NFTs. I have a lot of friends that are really into it, so like they'll share stuff. Yeah, and like I'm just like, bro, that looks like an AirPod. Like one of my boys, he like won an NFT competition or something. I don't fucking know. And he posted like the icon on Instagram. I'm like, bro, it looks like an AirPod. Like thank God you got it for free.
That's what's fucked up. It's like those things still have value because of the people behind it.
Yeah, like the amount of people that like invest in it. That's why it's like.
Or like the creator who created it.
Yeah.
You know Gary Vee?
Yeah.
Yeah, so he released like a group of NFTs, but they're all like just hand drawn. Like he just hand drew them. You call them like, I'm probably fucking this up, but it was like the magic duck, and it's just like a shitty duck with like colors around it, and each one is worth like $2,000.
Yeah, Gary Vee's a fucking genius. Like this guy, like, good for him.
Do you watch a lot of his shit?
I don't watch a lot of his shit, but like he pops up every now and then.
Yeah,
and he's
he
like,
pops up everywhere.
He's just like speaking facts all the time, and I'm always like, fuck yeah, Gary V.
Yeah.
Good. Shout out Gary V. You know, you don't know who the fuck I am, but I know who the fuck you are. Shout out Gary V. Yeah.
You watch it, and then he's like, stop scrolling, and you watch it, and you're like, and you continue scrolling.
He's right.
Yeah.
Next.
Yeah. Exactly.
Wait. Like.
Yeah. Save.
Yeah. Forget
algorithm.
to send it to myself.
Yeah.
I'll listen to that tomorrow. Never go back to it.
Yeah, I have like a bunch of shit saved that I'm like, I'm gonna go back to, but I just never
go back to it.
So
I send shit to myself. I send myself like a lot of recipes and stuff.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm gonna cook this one day, and I'm just like,
it's just eventually.
it's not gonna happen.
Yeah. 100%.
Not today. Not tomorrow. I don't know when.
No, I feel that. I'm similar to that in that sense. Well, thank you so much for coming.
Well, thank you for having me. I really appreciate it. Is that it? Do I have to say goodbye? Bye.
You can say bye. It's up to you. Is there anything else you wanted to like talk about specifically? Anything
no, but I could plug in my
yeah, plug in whatever you want to my 20 subscribers.
Yeah, so hey 20 subscribers, you want to find me on Instagram, it's Talia __MTL, like Montreal. TikTok, it's the same thing.
It's all going to be tagged in the description regardless.
It's going to be tagged in the description anyways. And yeah, thanks for listening to me. I hope I shed a bit of knowledge on you, and I have to call Aisha back because she's scared she's going to die or something. Her life's in danger. So.
You got some great info about COVID.
Yeah, some good info about COVID. Yeah. I feel like it's such a major topic now. Like,
I know, but it's always good to like hear somebody in the world talking about it.
Yeah.
So it's good. Well, see ya.
Hey.